We just watched the first 9 minutes of the first quarter. Wasn't pretty. Got to give Toronto credit for the force and attitude that they came out with, and we simply did not have it. The last 3 quarters were better, obviously, but you know, when you get smashed in the first quarter like that, it's a big hole.
What were some of the things that you saw that were going so poorly in those first 9 minutes that had to be corrected in the last 3 games?
Really just the level of physical posture, level of collective will, attitude. You know, Toronto's a very physical team. They're a hard matchup. They're as physical as any team that we've seen this year. And even without some of their guys, you know, they may even be a little more physical with this group that was out there tonight. So give them credit. But look, the last 3 quarters, you know, we told on ourselves, you know, and so it's 48 minutes. We didn't get it done.
34 is tied for the second fewest points in the paint you guys have had in a game this season. I think you only had 38 against them last time they were here. What do they do so well that gives you guys trouble getting into the paint and finding ways to score in there?
They're a very good defensive team. I know that I don't know what their rank is at the moment. They were top 3 at one point not too long ago. I remember hearing that on a broadcast. They're very good, and they have guys that can guard their position, and so they make it hard on you. And you know, some teams are really difficult matchups, and this is one of them that's been a difficult one for us. But you know, when you're just not with it the way you need to be at the beginning of the game, it's you know, 12 minutes can put you out of it.
What led you to go to that zone in the fourth quarter? And it seemed like it was effective based on the results. What did you like about what it did for you?
It disrupted their rhythm a little bit, but you can't get into zone unless you're putting the ball in the basket. It's impossible to get in a zone unless you score. We got to the bonus during some of those periods, and the free throws allow you to do it. You know, when you're not shooting free throws, even when you score, every team in the league gets the ball in so quickly now. It's very difficult to set it. So, but that spoke to our level of aggression in the second half, and you know, but that can't be a one-half thing. It's got to be a both halves thing.
Still kind of on that note, I know we've talked a lot about Furphy this week, and he goes for 10 points, 10 rebounds. Just how important was what he did on the glass tonight, and I guess how do you continue to see some growth from him in some of those physical circumstances?
Well, I was looking at the stats all throughout the game. He was a positive. He's one of the few positives that we had, and so that doesn't always tell you everything. But he was making it. Ingram was having to hit some very difficult shots when he was hitting shots in the first quarter on him, and Furph is rebounding. You know, so the rebounding is key. He hit a couple big shots. You know, the free throw thing. You know, he's going to get that figured out. That's not going to be a hard fix. But it just speaks to your value to a team when you play that hard and with that good a spirit.
Speaking of guys who were good on plus minus, I know Bradley was. I think he came down a little bit in the final couple minutes there. But what did you like about him? It seemed like that his presence gave you some more physicality in the back of the zone there, and just basically just around the glass.
It was that. It was physicality. It was rebounding presence. You know, when you play zone, it's difficult to do it with a small center or a small lineup because of the rebounding, and you don't have a rim protector. So, look, he did some good things. He's a very very solid player, and he's proven that many times. He was big in the game in Charlotte last week. You know, that was a ball buster game, and you know. He goes in there. He's been playing with a broken thumb for 3 weeks. You know, the guy's pretty tough.
This game obviously put you guys at the halfway point for the year? I mean, obviously, from a wins-losses perspective, I'm sure it's not what you were hoping to be, but considering what this team's gone through, all the injuries, all the changes in lineups, all the moves around, I mean, what do you look at it as you reflect a little in terms of what you guys have been able to, I guess, accomplish and the growth that you guys have had over the course of, a tough year?
Well, we're seeing some young guys make some real progress, and that's important. The 3 wins we had were uplifting, and so we're going to keep competing to win. Pascal continues to play at an all-star level, and Nemhard is really playing exceptionally well with everything that's heaped on his shoulders. And so, look, we're a team that's reliant on our strength in numbers. You look at it tonight. Quentin Jackson gave us a big lift. Bradley gave us a big lift. We need everybody to be playing well, and so we got to keep pushing forward with that in mind, and keep working with these guys to help get them better.
Kind of a follow-up on Furphy. You played him and Siakam on the front court when they had Barnes and Ingram. What do you like about having those two in the front court?
Yeah, I'm not sure how that went from a plus minus standpoint, but it's difficult to have a conventional center guard in Barnes. His versatility is, it's like he's like a 6'9.5", point guard, and he can protect the rim, and he, is physical and all that stuff. So they have great versatility, and Scotty Barnes is an all-star. I mean, that's pretty clear. And with the year that they're having, I have no question that he'll be on the all-star team.
Johnny, that first quarter, 39-18, you were part of that starting group. What felt off early? Rick mentioned physicality. The energy looked a little different. What fell off to you?
Yeah, I mean, as you said, physical credit to Toronto. They're a very physical team, and I think we just didn't match that. And I think, as the starting group's got to have a responsibility to do that. But they just didn't match that physicality, and they're able to disrupt us too easily.
You guys did outscore them the other 3 quarters. What did it take to get that back and play the way you guys wanted to the rest of the game?
I mean, just getting back to us, really. Like, we know what we're capable of, and that first quarter wasn't it.
Your first double-double of your career, did you even know that? 1, how does that feel for you? And 2, your teammates keep lauding your rebounding. What is it about, or what level of basketball did you realize that was something you were good at?
That's something that's always kind of come naturally to me. Just always wanted to kind of, grab rebounds. But it's not something I'm necessarily thinking about. That's just something I enjoy doing, no matter what.
I guess to keep going on that, what does it take to stay at that level when you're dealing with NBA guys? When you're dealing with those kinds of bodies, and what did it take for you to figure out what it was going to take for you to be able to rebound at this level?
I mean, it's a very physical league. A lot of the time, I watch film and I'm kind of able to be around it to push around too easily. So I think that's something I'm going to continue to develop, and I'm very early in that development. But I think there's a lot of room to improve on still.
This team's obviously Toronto. I mean, it's certainly a team that's just built on length, size, athleticism. I mean, just what does it kind of take just over the course of the game to try to match that? Particularly for you individually, as someone who's still young, still new to the league. I mean, like, what's it just kind of the teaching element like to figure out what they're going to be like and what it's going to take to slow a team like that down? Yeah,
I think they're one of the best teams in transition, and that was the biggest thing. I think a lot of the game was played in transition for them, and that's what separates them from other teams. We need to do a better job of stopping them, slowing them down, and we're confident that we can guard any team in the half court. It's a matter of getting back and slowing them down.
What do you feel like you guys did well in the zone, in particular in the fourth quarter, to get that close to getting back into it?
I think it was just a change up, just to disrupt them a little bit and kind of force them to make more decisions in the half court rather than playing in fast breaks.
Coach said not to worry about your free throw shooting. I'm just curious, what's going through your mind at the free throw line? Is it just a mental thing that you think you need to get over, or is it just more work to keep working on that shot? I know your three-point shot's coming along pretty well, though. So
Yeah, I'm not worried. Yeah, I think there's no excuse for it. Probably the most free throws I've ever missed in my life, but I'm not worried about it. I just got to trust myself and kind of just step up to the line and trust it. That's what.
Johnny, you had a few stints with Pascal operating on the front court, you two together. What do you think worked well on those sequences?
Yeah, I mean, he's an elite player, so I think I'm learning how to kind of operate around him and trying to give him, good opportunity to do what he does best, because I think, he's got so much just gravity and so much attention towards him. So just kind of, as I said, just kind of learning how to play around him and, find gaps and help him positively.
Pascal, we've heard a lot about the first 9 minutes. What was your opinion on what was going so wrong for you guys to start this one?
We didn't play with enough force. I thought they were just more physical than us. We couldn't really get into anything offensively. They disrupted everything, and they were helping a lot. We gotta make shots. We didn't make shots. They were running transition. Just awful kind of first minutes out there. And we just, when the game starts like that, it's kind of hard to come back into it and try to win.
Have you ever in your career, you've obviously been double-teamed many times before, but at this frequency and this often, even right on the catch sometimes, have you ever had this much attention from a defense?
I don't know. I mean, it's been tough. I'm sure probably a little bit more than I've seen before. But it's just constant, and I have to continue to figure out ways, to attack it, with my teammates and things like that, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot.
You have to see every game how you're being covered, but does that change the way you almost have to feel your way into a game to see?
Yeah, I'm trying to make the right plays, and again, sometimes it's going to mean that you're not going to score as much because it's just physically not possible. Every time you touch the ball, you're getting double teamed. So I knew that coming in, it was going to be one of those games. Maybe shoot a little bit more threes. I wish I made more threes than, some of them was wide open. Some of them I didn't really like. But, in a game like that, you probably got to make more threes than I did. And even as a team, we got to shoot the ball better, especially with a team that help as much. And if you're not able to convert those threes, you give yourself a hard chance to win.
You talked about it being difficult to get back into it when you have a start like that, but you guys obviously did, get all the way back within 4. I mean, what do you feel like you guys did to eventually match their level of physicality?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was just up that physicality. It was just a lot more physical from our part. They just didn't have a lot of easy buckets like they did in the first half, and we got into the zone a little bit, disrupted. They were too comfortable in the first half. I thought we did a better job of making them a little bit more uncomfortable.
What this game puts you guys at the halfway point, and obviously, record-wise, certainly you don't love where that is. But I mean, in terms of how you've seen growth, how you've seen younger guys, come together, how you've seen some level of, wins, but also synergy, I guess, over the last couple games. I mean, where have you seen growth? What do you feel like you guys have, I guess, achieved in terms of creating a better quality of play in this stretch?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say because you're losing games, right? So. But we've had a lot of injuries. It's been a hard year, and I feel like we just never gave up. I think guys are not giving up. We having guys back, and guys are still trying to get the rhythm, and we're fighting. The past games, 3 games, it was good fighting, playing good defense, helping each other, talking more, communicating more. We've done some good things, and there's some guys that are stepping up and doing better also individually. But I think as a team, we just continue to fight. And the schedule is also not going to get any easier, or at least not in January. So we got to be able to get some wins there. And I think that the more we keep fighting, we're gonna win a little bit more games with the second half. But it's gonna take all of us understanding that we can't have first halves like we had today. We gotta lean towards the second half more. That's who our identity got to be for us to win or have a chance to win games. But I think we are growing, we are getting better. It's hard to tell with our record, but I just feel like I can see guys getting better, and I can see that we continue to fight. And if we play with the effort and energy we have the past 3 games in the second half, we'll give ourselves a chance to win a lot more games.
I think Drew said that a situation like this tells you more about what it really means to be a pro and to operate like a pro. I think everybody has sort of looked at you as the model for that all year. Are you starting to see more guys get a sense of what it means and what it takes on a day-to-day basis to operate?
Yeah, no, I hope so. I hope so. I think it's an opportunity to grow. And again, I don't try to look at myself as like this model or whatever to what it is, but I do take my craft serious. I do take taking care of my body serious, and approaching every single day, no matter what, with the same attitude, and trying to go get it. And there's going to be some days it's not going to look pretty. There's going to be some days it is going to look amazing. And I just roll with the punches, and I know that I keep my regimen the same way. And no matter what, like I bet on myself. I ride with me, and because I know the amount of work that I put in, and I hope that guys can see it, and hopefully they can take some of that. I'm not the most amazing leader, in terms of words, and I'm not, I don't know how to go out there, maybe talk my way and pump guys up all the time, but I do think that I try to lead by example and show what it means to be here. I love being part of this team. I love being here, and I want to continue to fight. For us to continue to get better as a team. And it hurts. It feels bad. I feel bad, for us not winning more games. And I try to get myself to find ways to be better so that we can win more games, because that's the only thing I really care about. So I hope that guys can look at that, and I think part of my job will be done. It's still a huge part that I have to do on the floor, and I have to continue to fight and trying to find that.
Pour continuer un peu sur le même sujet, est-ce que tu dirais que c'est la saison dans ta carrière où tu as le plus appris après la déception des finales l'année dernière? Est-ce que tu as le temps de réfléchir et de voir le chemin que vous avez parcouru cette saison?
Non, j'ai pas encore eu le temps de réfléchir parce qu'on est en pleine saison, donc à la fin, il y a des leçons, c'est tous les jours, en plus avec notre record, donc c'est pas quelque chose qu'on avait prévu en début d'année. On a eu beaucoup de blessures, beaucoup de choses qui se sont mal passées, mais après, c'est la vie, hein, on continue, on se bat, et j'espère qu'on va pouvoir gagner plus de matchs à la seconde partie. C'est juste au milieu, donc on doit juste continuer. Et je pense que si on continue à faire ce qu'on fait là depuis les 3-4 derniers matchs, on aura de chance de plus gagner.